Trisha, good afternoon. Well, there are quite a few memorials here in the Valley honoring the victims of 9/11. One of them right behind me, this piece of metal right here that was shipped to this fire station back in 2004. A piece of metal from one of the Twin Towers, and right beneath it, a plaque remembering those men and women that made the ultimate sacrifice. That's right, Steve. These suspects definitely not the sharpest tools in the shed. As you can see right above me, the ceiling is completely covered with surveillance cameras.
Hi, good evening, Nina. Well, it's official. Republicans have taken control over the House of Representatives, but out here in Nevada, it's still a battle for the 3rd Congressional District.
They're still trying to determine the circumstances surrounding Carla's abduction and whether her biological mother played a role in this. As for little Carla, it is still unclear when she might be coming back home. We, of course, will have the latest for you coming up on later editions of Action News. For now, reporting live outside the North Las Vegas Police Department, Annette, Channel 13 Action News.
So here is what CCSD is telling us. This money basically means that no additional cuts will be made, but nothing that is currently on the chopping block will be saved, like those 1,800 positions, 1,000 of them teaching jobs.
Hi, good afternoon, Trisha. Well, Latinos now make up 26% of the state's population, and they feel that it's because of the growing Hispanic community that Nevada was able to pick up that 4th congressional seat. And they now say it's about time they have a say as to where those voting lines are drawn. A very brazen move by another person attempting to hold up one of the biggest casinos here in town. We are told that Metro detectives are currently reviewing some of the surveillance footage. And it was shortly after those robberies were committed that a Metro Police patrol unit spotted the suspect's vehicle. They tried to stop it. When the driver wouldn't pull over, they had no choice but to chase them down. The man accused of ripping off the Bellagio while wearing a motorcycle helmet says he didn't do it. Anthony Carleo pleaded not guilty today to 7 felony charges stemming from the armed robbery at the Las Vegas Strip Casino back in December. Mayor Oscar Goodman is beginning to look past his time as mayor and on to future endeavors. He says he's seriously considering the world of Hollywood.
A caravan of cars parked outside this city stop. Moments later, a swarm of people rushes through the door. Some of the suspects try to distract the employee while the rest of the mob heads straight to the coolers.
This was probably 60 or 70, 18 packs, 35 people, 2 hands, 2 trips.
With over 40 years of experience in the convenience store business, owner John Athey says this was no typical beer run, and the employee, clearly outnumbered, watched simply in shock.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He tried to remain calm.
The suspects pocketed everything they possibly could with complete disregard of the cameras catching their every move. This guy in the yellow shirt looking left and right, completely clueless that he was being recorded from above.
I'm outraged. I mean, it could have been it could have been deadly. I don't want to see it happen again. I want to see these kids brought to justice.
And less than 4 minutes later, the herd of amateur criminals was gone. Police now say these young suspects may soon see the consequences of their actions and want to discourage any copycats.
The colleges, college athletic programs, and of course future employers, including the military, won't even touch somebody with this kind of crime in their background.
And Metro tells us that this type of crime is really nothing new, and if caught, the suspects will be facing grand larceny charges along with burglary charges. For now, reporting live inside the city stop near Sunset and Pecos, Annette, Channel 13 Action News.
Hey there, Trisha, Steve. Good afternoon and hello, everybody. Well, local and federal authorities quite relieved to hear that the Mexican consulate actually spotted the little girl safe and sound with her mother in Mexico. But this story is just beginning to unravel. Earlier today, we found out about the tragic events that actually landed Carla in the hands of Child Protective Services.
24 hours after 3-year-old Carla Alvarez was taken at gunpoint from her North Las Vegas foster home, she was spotted at a Ministry of Foreign Affairs office in Mexico, and she was not alone.
The mother actually went to the office with the child to inform that she was with Carla.
The Mexican consulate office in Las Vegas tells us they'd been assisting Maria Espinosa Alvarez in a custody case with the Department of Family Services. Consul officials say Espinosa allowed human smugglers to cross her daughter over the border, but that's when things went terribly wrong.
And that she was harmed and abused in the way, so that was when local authority was aware of the situation that they placed her in a foster home.
With no relatives in the U.S., Carla was taken into protective custody in October of 2010. And throughout the 7 months that she lived at the foster home, detectives say her mother made numerous threats to take her away. According to the consul, Espinosa gave no information that would link her to her daughter's abduction. And while investigators continue to follow numerous leads, they say locating Carla was the result of an international collaborative effort.
Ultimately, there's a lot of work to do in really trying to figure out what led up to her disappearance and how she got into Mexico, and is she going to stay there or is she going to come back?
And according to the Mexican consulate, Maria Espinosa nor her daughter Carla were detained, but they are still looking for the two people who actually snatched Carla from the home and took her across the border. And again, because that little girl's immigration status is still up in the air, it is still unknown whether she will be making it back to the U.S. anytime soon. For now, reporting live outside of the North Las Vegas police office, Annette, Channel 13 Action News.